this video, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to break down exactly what ManyChat is and cover the benefits of using it on Instagram and share a few of our own favorite ways to use ManyChat on our content that you can do as well. In this video, we're revealing the truth behind ManyChat on Instagram. So let's get into it with no further delay as we help you step your gram up on the latest episode of the Social Roundtable. Welcome to you guys who are watching us, whether you're catching us live or on the replay. We definitely appreciate your presence here and thank you for joining us on this conversation all about ManyChat. And as you can see, I have on the screen right now two incredible people with me. I have my co-host, Social Media with Meg, that's going to be joining us with our special guest today. She'll do a little introduction. Both of them will. In case you're joining for the first time, to let you guys know who I am. I am Heston of Social Varsity, social media agency that specializes in chat marketing, which just so happens to be our topic today. But my co-host is Megan. Megan, please take it away and introduce yourself as well.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Meg from Social Media with Meg, and I help content creators, small businesses grow and scale their brand using social media, specifically Instagram, and helping them create content that attracts their ideal audience so they can convert and make money online while having fun on social media. And I'm so excited for today's topic. You guys are in for a treat because we have two incredible experts here in all things automations. And our special guest is Erica, who has been, I believe, about over a decade. You've been in this space, right? Awesome. So you guys are really in for a treat. Erica, can you take a moment to introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure. My name is Erica Burkhardt. I have been in the social media space for about 12 years now. I got my start as a social seller network marketer, and that snowballed into figuring out how I could work that business smarter, not harder, which led me to automations for myself. And using automations for myself led me to other people in my circle asking me how I was doing it. And that snowballed into me creating automations for entrepreneurs, digital marketers, and other small business owners so they can work smarter, not harder as well on their social media.
Listen, you guys are going to hear that phrase a lot. Erica, that's a phrase that I use
Yeah.
quite often, specifically related to ManyChat, because we all know that that's something that it definitely does. And it's going to lead into one of the questions today. But I also want to share that we are also joined by our moderator, who you guys might see in the live right now. Please show some love and some care to our moderator, IG Live with Angela Vasquez. We are trying to keep the vibes nice and positive in this live chat. So she is in charge of the live chat. Be very nice, be very cordial, and keep the conversation going. We might be able to actually shout you guys out if we see a few things. If you want to ask some questions, please go ahead and pose them there, and she'll probably try to highlight them for us. We will be having a Q&A session at the end of our conversation. So if you want to save some of your questions for then, that's perfectly fine. We perfectly understand. We will also have a little trivia game to play, Erica. We like to have a little fun here on this live. So we will be led by Megan, who will be asking us certain questions during our conversation at a certain point, and for you, the audience, as well, to jump in. Also, there's going to be lots of times for you to engage. But right now, we're going to jump into our main conversation, all about revealing the truth behind ManyChat on Instagram. So, ladies, are you ready to dive into this conversation?
Let's do it.
Awesome, awesome. And I also got to let you guys know that are watching, whether you're watching live or on the replay, we do like to ask a lot of questions. Like I said, one of the questions that are already in the live chat, I have a poll running right now that is pretty much asking, do you use ManyChat to send automated DMs on Instagram? Surprisingly, right now, 57% said nope, they don't use ManyChat. So, ladies, we have it in to help convince those that have actually said 57% they don't use it yet. Hopefully, by the end of this conversation, they are a little bit more convinced that it's something that they should try. Um, but they won't be, they hopefully will be led by a conversation, this conversation. And the first question of this conversation, I'm going to start off with you, Erica, as our special guest. I wanted to share a stat as I lead into this question. At the end of March 2025, which is pretty much today, over 1.8 million businesses are using ManyChat in about 190 countries. let's be real. ManyChat is doing something right.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I want to know what are the biggest benefits of using ManyChat on Instagram? If you could probably just share one, Erica, and we'll kind of go around and we'll all share one.
Sure. If I could think of one, it does go back to working smarter, not harder. I'll stick with that theme for my answer. The reality is I think sometimes people think they don't need it because they don't have a lot of engagement. But if they were to flip that thinking and they could understand that this is actually a way to help them get more engagement in a way that's not going to require them to exude more energy and effort to manually respond to comment opt-ins, to manually reply to DM questions. If people can understand that big picture, then they can really see the value and what ManyChat can do for not only their sales, their email list, and their social media engagement as well.
Yeah, I think that sometimes they kind of just look at it for just the simple links. But
Yeah.
as you said, it could definitely do a lot more in regards to its capabilities. And I'm hoping a lot of our conversation today leads to share a lot of that. So I loved your answer in regards to that.
Mhm.
Megan, the same question for those that did not hear the question the first time. The question is, what are the biggest benefits of using ManyChat on Instagram? And obviously, Megan, if you have an opportunity, please ask a question to the audience to jump into the live chat to share as well.
Yes, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of benefits, hard to choose one, but I would say one of the biggest ones that I see is you can add more value to your audience. You can give more to your target audience, to your people, to your community, without, again, having to put that energy in, like Erica said. And because social media, these are only so much value you can get from a short reel, right? So being able to get their interest and then comment a specific word, or maybe it's on your stories to respond, or live, and you're able to get people to then convert to another place, whatever you're using it for. It's a way to go deeper on that piece of content with them, able to give more to them. So definitely being able to provide more and connect deeper with your people, which obviously is something that has to be done in the proper way. I'm sure we'll talk about that, of not abusing DM automations, or automations in any way, but making sure that you actually are connecting with your people. And I'm
Connection.
curious. Oh, go ahead.
No, no, no. Go, please, please.
Curious to know from everyone in the audience watching, either live or replay, how do you feel when you get an automated DM? So if you've commented a specific word and got that DM from them, thumbs up if you liked it, it was a good experience. Thumbs down if you feel like whoever did that, whoever was using it, if you felt like it just wasn't used correctly.
That's a really good question. I would like to say that me and Erica have been talking quite a bit sometimes in threads, and I love it over
Mhm.
there on threads. And we've definitely come across a few of those type of conversations where people have been on both sides of receiving um, automations from chatbots for good and for bad. But it really depends on the individual. So I would love to
Mhm.
see what you guys are saying in the live chat. How do you guys feel? If you can answer Megan's question, we will shout you guys out. A few of the answers that you guys have put up there. Vanessa Johnson put a nice thumbs up, so I'm assuming that that's approval for receiving the message via chatbot. Awesome. Go ahead, guys. Whether you want to put a thumbs up, you want to share a little bit more sentiment via comment in the live chat, definitely would appreciate that. But yeah, I definitely agree with you, Megan. I think it's an opportunity for us to kind of give more, even if it is automated, because if we're able to give more, even if it's just to one person, we have to think about those times where we might have to scale out. If we put up a piece of content that really does well, and next thing you know, you have like 100 people that respond, you can't spend all that time, commenting each and every 100. You'll get auto blocked, action blocked by the time you actually are able to respond to each and every single person. So,
Mhm.
ManyChat and the idea of DM automation definitely helps out in that aspect. Um, I want to share my answer to this, as a few of you guys are getting your answers in already. The Joy Parade said, always nice if it actually feels genuine. Definitely that G word, genuine. That's something that is I wouldn't say it's very hard, but it's something that we have to keep in mind when we are creating these messages because you don't want to come across so robotic, but you also don't want to fake it in a way, right, Erica?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So my answer to this question, I haven't really, I literally wrote down just become BFFs with Uncle Al. And when I say Uncle Al, I'm referring to the algorithm. I like to call the algorithm Uncle Al. So the reason why I kind of put it that way is because when you use ManyChat, and a lot of people don't realize this, but it helps you increase reach, engagement, and with those two, potentially even your follower growth. And the way that it does that is because the algorithm just wants engagement on Instagram.
Mhm.
The more engagement you could feed it, it's the better that it's going to look at you and your content. So if you're able to get, without, let's just say without ManyChat, you put up a post and it gets 10 comments. That's great. You're now looked at better than if you were to get 0 comments. But now with entering ManyChat, you're now incentivizing people to comment so that they could get something in return, whether it's a link, a freebie, some form of diving deeper in regard to the details of what you promise on that content.
Mhm.
They comment, and if you set it up properly, you have a comment reply. So now, if 10 people responded, you now have actually 20 comments because you've replied to each and every single one to tell them, hey, there's a message in your DM. And also, the algorithm looks at it and says, hey, this is working out really well. If we've sent it out to only 5% of this person's audience and getting this much engagement, let's send it out now to 10% and see what happens. And it just becomes this constant loop of more engagement, more reach to the point where now it brings that content out to those that are not just your followers, but even non followers. And if they respond the same exact way, you end up having a post that does significantly well in engagement and reaches beyond its normal reach. So this is why I say ManyChat helps you become a BFF of the algorithm because you're just feeding it exactly what it wants. And this cycle just keeps going on and on, but it's heavily dependent on how good your content is. Is it really something
Mhm.
that the audience wants? So sometimes you have to substitute the words audience for algorithm, but they kind of work the same way. You're feeding both depending on your content.
Love it.
Did you see any other comments there, Megan, in regards to your question?
Yeah. Oh, my question, I think all
Yeah.
in general, just the conversation that's happening here. You guys, Rebecca Ward says, I like it because I get the link immediately rather than waiting for that person to see and reply, which is so true. Like, it can be very difficult to stay up on all of the comments, right? And even if you have a smaller following, like, we're busy, right? Your time is precious. And so you want to be able to give to your audience in a timely manner and respect that they're taking time out of their day to care about what you're sharing. So I totally agree with that. I mean, we've got Vanessa saying, I like that I can get the immediate response information as well. On the entrepreneur side, I like giving my community something, yes, giving and connecting for sure. And Greg says he used to hate it, but now it's really like the norm. And that his, how would you say this, coaching system wouldn't work without it. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, interesting viewpoint. I do saw a comment here from Laura. She said, I would rather send a voice message or text. You could do both with ManyChat. You can send a voice message. Erica has me, you've had conversations about this as well, I believe, a few times. So you
Mhm.
can do that. So thank you guys for a lovely commentary in the comments. And you see Angela is just there doing her thing. Thank you so much, Angela. Um, I want to go to the next question, but before we do, just a little bit of upkeep for the show to let you guys know what else is going on and some things that you guys might be interested to take part in. For one thing, we have the amazing Erica joining us, who's also specializes in DM automation and ManyChat. And if you guys want to learn a lot more from her, as well as myself and Megan and our moderator Angela, go ahead, don't waste any time. There are links in the bottom of this video in the description to both our Instagram and YouTube. So if you want to join our community on one or both of those channels, please go ahead and check out the links there. And you can join or subscribe, follow and subscribe on Instagram and YouTube, and take part in our community there as well. Show a little bit of love and support. We would definitely appreciate that. And if you're enjoying the conversation, also, this is YouTube, so you know what I'm going to ask. Please like this video and subscribe if you are enjoying this conversation and you would like to see more from myself and Megan on the weekly show that we have, the Social Roundtable. Go ahead. We would love your support. We would love to see you in upcoming episodes as well as we continue talking not just about ManyChat, but some of the other conversations around digital marketing, content strategy, whatever you guys are interested in, we will be talking about in the future of the show, the Social Roundtable, along with Angela, our moderator. Was there anything else? I think that's all that I had to share for now. We might get back into it a little bit later. So let's get into my last question. I know that I said we're going to have Q&A. We're going to also have a trivia game. They are coming up, but I have only one more question for the ladies, and I'll answer myself as well. Megan, if you don't mind, I'm going to go to you first on this question.
Perfect.
All right. Well, I wanted to share a couple more interesting facts of what I kind of digged up earlier today in my research on this topic. What I discovered, which was kind of surprising, was that 62% of people prefer to chat with a bot rather than a human representative. I have to be honest, I think I'm one of those people, because sometimes when I get on a call with individuals, I'm like, listen, just put me on a bot sometimes because you guys are wasting my time running through all of the questions. But at the same time, 75% of people expect help within 5 minutes. So we got to please our audience. Sometimes they say the customer's always right, and we're able to give them some of these things that they are asking for in regards to speaking to a bot and the speed response that maybe a chatbot will help out with. We have to kind of put that into our content strategy and marketing strategy as well. So all of us here currently on this stream utilize ManyChat. So I want to take an opportunity to share some of the ways that we utilize it ourselves and that you watching can do so also. So Megan, if you can, please name one way that you use ManyChat on Instagram to help you work smarter and not harder.
Well, I'm going to go with one of the more basic answers because I'm sure you guys can share a lot of cool ways that maybe people don't know. But I love using it for getting free resources out to my audience. So making a reel or carousel post or story about the topic that my freebie is regarding, and then having them comment that keyword, getting their goes right to the DM and sending them that free resource, whether that's a polished resource like a PDF or a training, or a simple just in the automation itself, sharing more information, going into more details, or a Word document, whatever that free resource is, just being able to add more value.
And I think, you said it's simple, but that's probably one of the most used and popular examples of how ManyChat is being used here today. I mean, we see it all the time, but someone says comment this keyword, and then they get a freebie right in the DM automation, or possibly through some other means that we might explain in our answers. But that's one of the best ways that you could utilize ManyChat is to get somebody something of value, because we know on social media is the idea of reciprocity, that I'm not even sure if I'm saying the word correctly, but when you give somebody something, that they would give you something back, and it might be some form of conversion. So I like that answer very much. Um, do you want to go next, Erica, or shall I?
You go ahead. You go ahead, because I'm curious what you're gonna say.
You're curious? I think you know what I might say, because it's something we've actually spoke about. Like I said, we spoke about it before. Um, a lot of people are just now starting to understand the true power of ManyChat, and one of them is what I always tell people: we don't own our following. We don't own, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on TikTok. We do not own our following. When they go out, whether it's due to some type of hack or some type of bug, we lose contact with our audience. Unfortunately, that's just the way that it is. But you never will lose contact with your mailing list. Your mailing list is tried and true. They'll stick out there for you. You will always have contact for them, to them. I mean, in regards to reaching them whenever you want and however you want via email. And I think one of the things that a lot of people online on these platforms, whether it's Instagram and TikTok, forget about is building that mailing list. That mailing list is so key. And I think utilizing ManyChat to do that is such a great way to actually build that mailing list because you do it, for example, all in the DMs. Most people, they generally would send the person a link and send them to an external page where they fill out a form, whether it's on MailChimp or Active Campaign. They fill out the form and then they come back. But there's a lot of opportunity for the person to just lose interest, get distracted. You never know what's happening. With ManyChat, you could do it all in the DMs. So you technically just tell the person, hey, what is your email address? They comment it back. If you need their name, first name, full name, they comment that as well. And within seconds, you could have a full on lead straight from Instagram, which Instagram likes. They don't like it when you normally take people offline off of their platform. They prefer you keep them on. So that's one benefit. The amount of engagement going back and forth because you're asking them questions that they're answering. Once again, Uncle Al is very happy and pleased because of the engagement. And third of all, you could integrate certain mailing service providers, platforms such as MailChimp, Active Campaign, ConvertKit. You could integrate it directly to ManyChat so that when they do give you that information, it goes directly to that platform and you have them now as a subscriber. It is a beautiful way to start building mailing lists. And I think that a lot of people need to start adapting this way because I think it's the way of the future in regards to chat marketing, not just on Instagram. When you talk about even other platforms or even QR codes, if you want to utilize that as well,
Mhm.
it's such a great way to do it. I hope I did not steal your answer, Erica.
No,
I know we spoke about this one before.
yeah, I have a lot of answers, and I'm so glad that you and Megan said the two answers that you did. Just to piggyback off of you a bit, in my experience, to put it into maybe some number perspective, my clients typically, when they come to me, they are utilizing that one-step automation where they're sending people off of the Instagram app to a sign-up form. That sign-up form typically has an average of around 30% conversion. I think on the high end, some of my clients have had a 60% conversion, which is pretty good. When I take that Manychat automation and I change it into collecting that email right in the DM, the conversion rate is often over 90%. So if you compare that over 100 people, that's the difference between 30 people getting on your email list and 90 people getting on your email list. You compound that over 500 people, that's a huge difference. And your email list is growing in waves by the hundreds. So it's such a huge, powerful tool for Instagram and DM automation to build your email list this way. One feature that I love, am I okay to go ahead and give my answer? Okay. One feature that I love about ManyChat, I would say, is I like to create what I call a main menu automation. And what that does is it takes somebody's website and figures out a way, or I don't figure out a way, but it takes what people have on their website or their stand store or their link tree, and we take those and we put that into a Manychat automation where people can kind of choose their own adventure and pick what path they want to go down. So if somebody, for example, maybe somebody gets a free resource, like Heston was talking about, then we can prompt that person to say, would you like to view my other resources? And if they say yes, then it can take them through that swipe file. And all of a sudden, that person is now looking at maybe your low ticket offer. Maybe they're looking at your group coaching program, all because you have a nice navigation in your Manychat automation to allow people to pick where they want to go.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because that is something that a lot of people do not know about in regards to creating that form of menu on ManyChat via the DMs. And I've utilized it myself a few times. And you could do it whether you could use images, you can include images as well, or keep it strictly text depending on what the client may want, or you yourself you may want as well. Um, that's really interesting. I'm curious. I'm going to ask you a follow-up question, which is kind of like what you're describing here right now. What was one of the most interesting menu setups that you've created for a client?
Ooh, the most interesting. I would say I did one where we broke down all the free resources, the low ticket offers, and then her one-on-ones. And then she also had a podcast and a couple other things. And so, say, for example, if somebody wanted to opt into a freebie and then they got to this main menu and they wanted to see more freebies, then they would be shown a swipe file of different pictures. I like to use pictures and graphics in my automation. It does break up the heavy text that can happen sometimes. So it also is visually appealing on the eye, and people could just swipe through and they could see another free resource that they can get. And then all of a sudden, you have somebody who might have been brand new to your page and saw your stuff for the first time, snag that free resource. And because you're utilizing DM automation, you've taken that person through a customer journey a lot quicker than they would have gone through if they went through an email campaign. Now they're curious about your low ticket offers and they're checking that out and they're absorbing more of your content and maybe opting into another Manychat automation. What I love about Manychat is if you're setting things up properly, you're tracking all that behavior and you know that person has checked out this offer and this freebie. And then you can see all that and you can send a personalized voice, go into your DM and manually send a personalized voice memo to that person at this point. So it's not that you're totally replacing yourself. You're stepping in as yourself at the right time in the conversation to really help move that customer along in their customer journey.
I am so happy you said that. I've Megan knows I've said this all the time in regard to the idea of not having a replacement, but having an assistant, and that's how we can utilize DM automation. Looking at chatbots, I like to say sometimes it's your employee of the month every month of the year
Yep.
because it's always working for you 24/7, 365. When you're sleeping, when you're on vacation, when you're busy in meetings, your chatbot is always working for you in the DMs. And that system that you just described is something that I know majority of people are not familiar with, that they can do on ManyChat. But what you've just done is exactly as you stated. You led them through the funnel so quick, so fast. They've never left Instagram. They've learned more about what you offer, and they've most likely have engaged and participated in some of those offers that which might include purchasing products that they did not even plan to before they sent you that simple keyword
Yeah.
that initiated probably from an IG story, an IG live, or even a reel.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people have to realize the power of ManyChat in regards to that. I know Megan uses ManyChat very, very often as well for some of her freebies and things. As also, we do some collaborations together as well with some of the ManyChat offers that we have. So but just saying we put it into practice as well. And I hope a lot of you guys that are watching are considering doing the same as well in regards to utilizing ManyChat in smarter, deeper ways in
Mhm.
regards to this conversation. Before we sign off on this conversation, I would like to kind of open up the floor to either Megan or Erica if you wanted to add something before we move into the next segment.
I'll just say that, what Erica said about it's not replacing you and how important that is. And Heston, you kind of piggybacked off that. It's a lot of the times we can feel like it is just disingenuine, right? If it's done incorrectly. And what Erica was explaining there, where you can like add different tags and actions and sort and filter through your automations and see who has taken what actions, and then taking those people and going into the DM and actually connecting yourself, like you're in there voice memoing or video message them, whatever it is, some way to actually connect deeper is so important. And it's sometimes not always easy, right? Because there's maybe a lot of people, but just taking 5 people at a time here and there, when you have a moment to think about it, it's going to mean the world to those people. So definitely considering adding in that step if you are using ManyChat or if you want to use ManyChat.
I love that. I think the only thing I would add is if you're somebody who's watching this and you're a little worried how your audience might respond to you if you start utilizing DM automation and you're worried about it seeming disingenuine, what I always tell people is address the elephant in the room inside the actual message that you're sending with your DM automation. When I first started this, I was worried about the same thing. So I poked fun at it and I addressed the elephant in the room and I said things and I introduced my bot. I said, hey, this is Bergie the bot. I know this is a little weird, but I'm just here to help Erica get what you're looking for fast and easy. And when you address it like that, you showcase maybe a little bit of your personality. it's gonna lighten the mood and not feel such like a strange exchange with somebody.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that. You brought that to attention, Megan, and I love that answer, Erica. It's something that I do as well. And I shared this story before. I'll share it now. I also named my chatbot. I have a younger brother in real life named Brad. So what I did was I named my chatbot Brad, and I told my brother I've built a better Brad than my parents. But Brad actually stands for bots, respond, and deliver. So I gave it an acronym, so it actually has some form of meaning behind it. But I did like you as well, where I went right into it. I let people know, hey, this is a bot, and I even had a little bit of fun using memes. So sometimes I would send a meme. It'll be like the Terminator 2000 bot. I'm like, I'm not that type of bot. I'm one that'll actually help you,
Yeah.
and I'll help you protect the future. Just have a little bit of fun with it sometimes.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where people, I kid you not, there was one time where somebody sent me a message and I responded and they said, oh, I was kind of hoping to talk to Brad. I was like, well, okay.
Too funny.
But yeah, you gotta have a little bit of fun. Let the, let the veil down and let them know, because one of the worst things that you could do in regards to chatbots is pretend that it's you and they know that it's not. If something breaks within the communication and they know that it's not you, you've just lost all the trust that you've built with that lead, and they might not ever come back and engage with you again. So be honest, be truthful, and I think it'll work out in the future. And I think a lot of the stuff that we shared here today, people can take and move forward with in regards to if they want to use ManyChat for the first time, or they can't, or they're already users, and take some of these new ideas and strategies and move forward with it. And like we always say at the end, help you step your gram up in the best way possible by utilizing some of these strategies and tips that we just shared with you today. If you are interested, before we move into the trivia game, I almost forgot to mention this. If you're interested in trying ManyChat, also in the description is an affiliate link for you to get 1 free month of ManyChat. If you're interested, it should be the first link in the description. So go ahead and tap that link and you could try out ManyChat for the very first time. You get the access to the pro plan for 1 month free. And I don't know if you how you feel about this, Erica. I always say the freebie is a great sampler to kind of test it, but you should be considering already moving towards the pro, because the free one is very limited in regards to what you can do.
Yep.
Once you get a touch of the real pro, you're like, okay, I could do so much more.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, for that conversation. We're going to move over to our trivia game where Megan has a couple questions for us, but not just myself and Erica, for you watching as well. Whether you're watching the replay or watching live, you can join in on this conversation, this fun game that we are having. Megan, you could lead the way.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you very much. Also want to let you guys know we see some questions in the comments and we are going to get to those too. We have a little Q&A after this short game. So thank you for taking the time and asking them. We will address them here shortly. But first, our game is One's Got to Go. And I'm going to name off 3 options of, if you had to choose which one to say goodbye to. And everyone here on screen, we will be playing, as well as everyone in the chat. We would love to know your answers. So first one, One's Got to Go. A, being able to share posts. B, being able to save posts. Or C, being able to comment on posts. Erica, which one would you say has to go?
Share. I would probably get rid of share. Yeah. Because in my mind, I can screenshot it and share it anyways.
That's cheated.
That's hilarious, because I was thinking using screenshots for a different one to go. So, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Heston, what would you say?
I gotta say, first off, you surprised me very much. You made my jaw drop, but that was a really great way around it. I
Yeah.
have to say, very kudos to you on that. If one had to go, right? I would say get rid of saves. I just feel like most people save and don't come back to it ever again. I'm one of those people
Very true.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So I would get rid of saves.
Very
Yeah, yep. In the comments here. We have got Vanessa says share. Greg says share as well. That surprised me. But with Erica, the screenshot, I was gonna say get rid of save because I could screenshot it and then like organize it into folders in my camera roll.
Yeah.
But again, I never go back to my screenshots, so I don't know why. I would think I would. Joy, you say B, save. Okay, awesome. Well, quite the variety there, but nobody said comments. We love the conversation. I love that. Yeah. Thank you for those answers. We have one more question here. If you had to choose, one's got to go. A, automated DMs. B, voice note DMs. Or C, group DMs. Erica, what would you say?
C. Yeah.
C,
Group
okay.
DMs. Yeah. I love a voice memo because you can really see hear someone's personality. A lot can get lost through text sometimes, so I love a voice note. Group DMs. Yeah, they can go.
They can go. Love it, love it. Heston, what would you say?
I'm really split between group DMs and what Erica has chose, but I think I'm going to lean with. Okay, remind me the options again. What was the second one?
Voice notes.
Voice note. I think I'm going to go with voice note. I'm going to give it a voice note. I send a crazy amount of memes to all of my cousins in different groups. It gets me through my day.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could give that up. So I'm gonna keep group notes, group chat, and get rid of voice notes.
Okay, interesting. Well, Heston, I never would get rid of a voice note. If I've ever DM'd with you guys, I am always voice notes. And one, like what Erica said, I love being able to really connect with that person. But two, like I don't text, right? I always voice note everything because I'm usually doing 30 things at once. So I couldn't live without my voice notes. So I would have to say group DMs, but it's a hard decision because like you said, Hassan, it's nice to have those group chats and sending funny things or we even use group chats, business wise, being able to connect. And so it's definitely a good feature. In the comments here, we have got, oh boy, okay. So Joy says C, group DMs. Vanessa, group DMs. Joy says can't get rid of voice notes. I know, they're just close to my heart.
I just
Greg
want to say,
says voice
Joy
notes.
also put me on blast. Joy also
Oh.
put me on blast and said we can no longer be friends because of my choice. I'm a little hurt.
Oh, personal. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much for playing along there.
Of course.
Yes, thank you everybody in the live chat. Thank you, Erica, for having a little bit of fun with us during our game. We're gonna move over to questions. We got quite a bit of questions. I was able to save a couple, well, 3 of them that we're gonna ask here today. So we'll go through these questions. We'll pose them right now. All 3 of us will answer them. And if you guys do have any other questions that we are not able to get to, please advise you to go ahead and DM us. If you would like to get in contact with us, all of our respective Instagram and YouTube links are in the bottom of this video. They're in the description. You can find all of them. I heavily advise that you go ahead and show some support and follow or subscribe to our respective channels on YouTube and Instagram. If you are interested to learn a little bit more from each and every single one of us, we would definitely appreciate your community invitation to our community that you could take part in. So the first question is coming from Greg. Shout out to Greg Horton. I'm glad to see you right here. You made it in today. Question: can you give us a rundown from beginning to end on how Manychat can take you from client to checkout? I'm going to leave this one for you, Erica. Instead of all of us kind of sharing this one, it's pretty much the same answer. So, Erica, if you don't mind to kind of give an example of what Greg here is asking for, he wants pretty much an example of beginning to end on how Manychat can take you from client to checkout.
Meaning, I'm assuming by client we mean lead here, so somebody who's like wanting to buy something. So a rundown in the most basic sense would be doing a mini chat automation, delivering a little bit of information on what you were selling, and also giving that checkout link. So when people do go to buy something, if it is a digital product, they will need to go to your sales page and buy there. But you can have back in automations either with API or Zapier to actually tell whether that person completed the checkout fully. If they did not, or if they did, you can have that condition to check if they did or they did not. If they did, you can send a congratulations or a thank you message for purchasing XYZ product. And if they did not, you can send a follow up message. Maybe in that follow up message, you are delivering a little bit more information, asking them if they have any questions. Say, for example, they did say that they had questions. You can have what I call an FAQ menu. And maybe you put a few of the common FAQs that people ask you about this program into your automation. And just like that main menu swipe file, they can swipe through and see if that question they have is there. And then they can click maybe see answer, and they get an answer from you right away automatically. And then you present the link for them again to buy if they're ready. And you they can also scroll up and get the link because obviously it's all going to live right there in the DMs for them to revisit at any time. And that can help people move them along quicker to where you're not involved at all. And all of a sudden you're getting emails with purchase confirmation, and it's the best thing ever.
That's a whole system that Erica just described to you, and that's the basic way of doing it. But it's it's really dependent on how far you want to take it sometimes, right, Erica? Like you could do very, very simple, and then you could really go really nitty gritty with the details and be super
Mhm.
covered, right?
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, I hope that answers your question, Greg. Once again, if you guys have any other questions, you guys want to dive in deeper in regards to DM automations, you could always contact Erica. You could contact myself in regards to that as well as Megan, because Megan does utilize ManyChat and she's quite familiar with the way that she utilizes it too. So any one of us, our links are in the bottom of the description. The next question, this one is from Rebecca. I manage other people's accounts. If I have a ManyChat account, can I use it on their account, or do I need a separate paid account for them? I'm going to chime in here if you don't mind, and Erica, please follow up if you have anything else to add to this. The best way that I've found to utilize ManyChat with clients is to have my own account and let the client have their own separate account as well. So when that separate account that the client has, it is specifically for their Instagram. And I'm going to mention also, ManyChat works not just on Instagram, it works on WhatsApp, it works on Facebook Messenger, and it works on TikTok. So that client can have all of their social media platforms connected to that ManyChat account. And with your separate ManyChat account, they could add you as an admin. So that way they never have to give you any form of password or user access that way. They invite you as an admin, and you keep the many chats separate, but you're able to access all of their flows. And you're even able to take some of your templates, your automation, and send it over to that client. So I would suggest you do it that way. It keeps things separate and keeps things organized, because sometimes connections could be lost.
Mhm.
If one person has an issue with their Facebook, you don't want it to be directly connected to yours in that type of manner. So that's how I like to best utilize it with my clients. Do you practice this as well, Erica, or do you utilize another way?
I do the exact same thing. It keeps everything separated, billing separated, accounts separated, helps you stay organized because if you start getting more and more clients, you want to be able to seamlessly switch between those different client accounts right there in ManyChat.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I want to pose a question to Megan because Megan does not have clients with ManyChat, but she technically is a client that utilize it in the same type of manner, because that's how myself and Megan work. So I want to ask you, Megan, do you prefer this manner of sharing your ManyChat as a client where it's separate and you don't have to give them the username and password, or do you think that there's a certain advantage to that?
Um, I think overall the admin is going to be the best bet for, if you are working with client and provider, maybe if you are like working, helping a friend, maybe you could do the password, or if you want to, you can do the password anyways, but it just helps keep everything secure and helps you as the person helping, say you're the admin, it helps organize your life better too. So you don't have a ton of different logins and stuff to remember. And it's the user face of it actually, on the other side is much easier as well. So definitely would say admin. And I do have one-on-one clients I work with for just overall social media and content creation. And a couple of them have used Manychat. And so being in there, just, I don't go half as deep as you guys, but it is helpful having the admin to be able to actually see it and edit and work things without having all that responsibility of logging in.
Yes, yes. I'm so glad they get that perspective because sometimes we focus so much on the admin's point of view. It's good to hear from the actual client point of view as well, those that are giving the permission to do that. Awesome. One last question. I think we're still good on time here, but we are going to start ending it off pretty soon. The last question is coming from Tracy, and I'm really interested to hear your answer to this, Erica. Does ManyChat walk you through the steps to set all of these different things up? I want to hear how you would respond in regards to this one because I have maybe a hot take on this.
Um, that is a phenomenal question. What I will say is I do know ManyChat behind the scenes is working to improve their documentation on their blog on how to utilize things. And when I was a beginner, I utilized that a lot. I went to that ManyChat blog, I went to the ManyChat help blog, and I learned as much as I could, and I read about certain features as much as I could. There does become a tipping point as you do start learning more. The documentation, in my experience, for some of the advanced things that I'm doing is a little bit lacking. But if you are somebody who maybe doesn't want to go as far as Heston and I might take our automations, and you are a beginner who is pretty new, I do think the ManyChat blog is going to help you do some basic automations. I want to give context and say test your automations multiple times before you put them live, even still, because testing is going and making mistakes quickly is actually how you're going to learn quickly as well.
Yeah, I like the fact that you added that aspect of making mistakes quickly because
Mhm.
you do resolve and fix them as fast as well. I said I have a bit of a hot take on this because I very much agree with you on what you said, but I feel like even the information that they do have on their blog is quite outdated. Some of the even some of the images I've had clients come back to me and say
Mhm.
the UI or what it looks like does not look like what it says on the blog, what it shows on the blog. Things have changed. Some of those images, some of the blogs are from like 2001, 2002.
Mhm.
They are doing a little bit, they're trying to do better, but there's so much of that information that's outdated that I like the fact that myself and Erica and others in the industry do take the opportunity to fill in those gaps where you cannot find them easily online. So there is that. So I do hope that that answers your question in regards to does ManyChat walk you through it? I think they give you a nice starting point. Let's
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's how I'll leave it at that.
Mhm.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are pretty much at the end of our conversation. In regards to ManyChat, we kind of took an opportunity here to reveal everything about ManyChat, DM automation, chat strategy, and all of that other good stuff that we all utilize. All three of us here utilize, and it helps our business. I think all three of us would agree that it's really helped fuel our business in different ways that we wouldn't have been able to do as effectively without it. There's
Mhm.
lots of myths out there. There's lots of potential beliefs of what certain things can do with ManyChat, or is it even an official partner of Instagram, of sorry, of Meta, which it is. They definitely are. But if you ever are interested in learning a little bit more about ManyChat, how to utilize it, best strategies, tips, and more, please feel free to contact any one of us using the links in the description below of this video. And once again, if you got any value, you enjoyed this conversation, got lots of insight, and just like to see our face and talk about this topic, please go ahead and hit the like button on this video. Let others find this video as well. When you do that, you are pleasing Uncle Al on YouTube so that others can find this content. And if you want more like this for myself and Megan, please subscribe to the channel where we host the Social Roundtable, our weekly series, every Monday at 12 p.m. Erica, we are so glad to have you join us to talk about this topic. I love this topic. It's something that I do all the time, but you've always been a champion behind DM automation, whether it's on Instagram, threads. I'm always seeing your name and people refer to you. They know that you you're about your business when it comes to the chatbots. So
Yeah.
if you can, please take an opportunity to share where people can find you. If you have anything that you would like to plug at this moment, please feel free to do so. This is your opportunity to speak to the people.
Well, thank you so much. I feel the same about you, Heston. I feel like we are rocking and rolling over on Threads, helping people with ManyChat when we can at any time. The best place to find me is my personal Instagram at Erica Burkhardt. I also have a separate account for my chatbots that's a little less active. Chatbots with Berkey. It's kind of there for SEO purposes. And the only offer I have right now is I have a beginner's course around ManyChat if you're wanting to do some basic stuff and get your automations up in a day. It's a very low ticket item. And then I have a passive DM profits course that's going to take you through a little bit more robust stuff on how to actually collect those emails and the DMs as well, which both of those things can be found on my Stan store and my link in my bio, or you can go through a DM automation and grab it that way.
Nice, nice. But please, people that are watching and listening, go ahead and take advantage of that. Go ahead and check out her link in the description, as well as Megan's, who's going to share an opportunity of where you can find her and what she is up to as well.
Yes, for sure. I will note if you guys are wanting to learn more about just how ManyChat looks on like the user stand, well, the person receiving that DM, like go to experts like Erica and Heston and use their DM automations, like say the word and engage with it so that you can get more ideas. Because if you don't have that part of your business, like my brain does not work the way that, especially like when Heston goes in and helps me with my automations, I'm like, how did you set that up? That looks so good. Like, but seeing it as, you know, that person receiving it, it gives me more ideas of how to use it. So definitely play around and engage with theirs because they're the experts, have a lot of great ones. So definitely exciting to learn from people who are constantly helping other people do it. So thank you so much for being here, Erica, and Heston as always, and Angela also. So grateful for you in the comments and everyone watching. If you guys want to come over, hang out with me on Instagram, Threads, YouTube, social media with Meg, and Megan Harriman on YouTube. I would love to chat with you there.
Awesome. And thank you very much for the kind words, Megan. We have another episode next week on Monday. So I hope that you guys would join us for that with a brand new topic, brand new guest. We will be announcing that in our broadcast channel on Instagram. So please make sure to join us there. You can find that whether you join or follow myself or Megan. As well as, once again, if you're interested to try out ManyChat, we do have that link at the bottom of the description. You get 1 month free, so go ahead and try that out yourself. I am Heston of Social Varsity, and I have a private community that is going to be launching hopefully this month that will be teaching a lot more in depth in regards to ManyChat, and it's going to be all via Instagram. So please look forward to that. I can't wait to get that started. Showing people that there's more to ManyChat than just sending links. I can't wait to get that started. So if you're interested, if you want to get that for a special low cost of $1 per month, you got to be one of the first 100 people to actually do that. And the best way to do that is to DM me. Go ahead and slide into the DMs. And the keyword is, what is the keyword? I got so many keywords. First 100. That's what it is. I got so many keywords. First 100 is the word first, FIRST, and then the number 100. The first 100 people get access to it for just $1 a month. So go ahead and take that opportunity. Once again, Erica, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Angela, for joining us and keeping it lively in the in the live chat. And thank you all for joining and watching us, whether you're catching the replay or caught us live. We definitely appreciate you being here. And as always, we will be here next week, same time, same channel, all on YouTube on Social Varsity. So we hope to see you there. Take care. And once again, please slide into the DMs and hit us all up on Instagram and YouTube using the links at the bottom of the screen. We definitely appreciate you. Hope to see you next week.